Hi, Good Move TV. I'm Jules, and today we're going to do some guided improv and feel good movement for when you're feeling tired, stuck. Maybe you're in your luteal phase. Maybe you had a really long week, and you want to move your body, but you don't have it in you to hold a plank or to do a squat. Okay, so there is movement available for us no matter what we're going through, no matter what our energy levels. And today I'm offering something for when you need something a little bit gentler and when you are knowing that you need to maybe shift some energy, but that you don't have a lot to give. So this is a little very nurturing, nourishing, comforting movement treat for you. And we're going to start. I am just on some blankets. You can be on your floor. You can be on a carpet. You can put some blankets over a mat, which is what I've done here. If you've got a hard surface, it just might be nice to give yourself a little bit of extra comfort. So we're going to start laying down on our backs. Make sure that you feel really nice and warm too. So if you want to kind of like bundle yourself up with socks or a sweatshirt or a sweater, just like get really nice and cozy. This is your cozy class. And once you've found a comfortable position on the floor, go ahead and bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Feel the chest and the belly rise. And a big sigh out through the mouth. And one more time, deep inhale. This time as you inhale, I want you to see if you can feel the back of your ribs expanding in towards the ground. And big sigh, let it out. Keep going just like that. Full deep inhales. Feel your rib cage expanding in all directions. Front and back of the body. And big sighs out. Every inhale is an opportunity to start again. And every exhale is an opportunity to release what's not serving us. Every inhale is an opportunity to expand, create space. And every exhale is an opportunity for us to soften. And in that softness is where we can find movement. Even the subtlest movement, the breath allows for things to shift inside of us, allows for anything that's stuck to begin to soften and move through the body and out. Invite your shoulders to soften down the back and invite the front of your body to soften toward the back of your body. See if you can get just a little bit heavier, a little bit meltier. Notice if there's any place in the body that you're aware of holding or gripping or storing. And with your next inhale, invite a gentle softness into those places of the body. Invite the tension, the gripping, the tightness to begin to melt. Deep inhale. On your exhale, you're going to rub the hands on the body, offering yourself kindness. compassion, tenderness for whatever this body is holding, is experiencing. Is processing. Send some love through those hands and let the hands travel to any place in the body that you're aware of storing or gripping or holding stress, grief, anger, exhaustion. Send tenderness and compassion from the hands to those places in the body that need a little extra love. Knowing that however you showed up to your mat or your floor, your carpet today is exactly how you were supposed to arrive. You don't need to change. You don't need to have more energy than you do. You don't need to be more awake. All you need to do is to continue to take some really nice deep breaths and give yourself a moment of pause to be in your body. And if all you do in this practice is move your hands to different places on your body and offer yourself gentleness and kindness, that's a beautiful practice. Everything else is optional. If you feel ready to continue with me, let your arms open gently to your sides. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, send the breath to the fingers and the toes and begin to wiggle them. I want you to imagine that your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet are in their own little balls of dough. And I want you to knead the dough with your hands and your feet. Feel the dough between your fingers, between your toes. And now I want you to knead those balls of dough with your wrists and your ankles, starting to roll the wrists and the ankles around. And now let that sensation of kneading dough ripple into your elbows and your knees. Kneading that thick, chewy dough with your legs, the back of your knees, the thighs, then all the way up the arms to the armpits, until you're imagining that you're just bathing in a big tub of dough, and you want to use all of your bones and your joints to knead the dough. Feel your sitting bones kneading, your shoulder blades, your hips, your skull, using your whole body like a rolling pin. Like every bone in your body is a rolling pin. And you may find that when you pour the weight into certain parts of your body, that you get a really nice little massage. Like when you pour the weight into the glutes and your sitting bones and your pelvis massages your glutes. Lean into those places where you get a nice little massage. Maybe it's in your shoulder area or your hips, maybe even the back of your skull can feel really nice. Little massage. There's lots of little supportive muscles, lots of fascia. Good. And now I want you to increase the intensity of your kneading, your massaging, pressing your bones and your joints into the floor like you're kneading that dough. Just increase the intensity for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. A little bit more intensely for 3, 2, 1. And then melt into the ground into a wide X. Fingers reach away from toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, melt into this X and see how your body feels. Maybe a little bit more awake, maybe a little bit more tender than you did when you started. A little softer, perhaps. Inhale, reach your fingers away from your toes as far as you can. Make your X as big as you can. Take 2 more sips of air. Exhale, you're gonna curl onto your right side in a fetal position. Let your limbs drag. Take your time, no rush at all. Elbows fold in towards knees. Tight little ball. Inhale. Exhale, yawn the body back open to that X. It doesn't matter how you get there. Just let the limbs really take their time to open back out to that wide X. Fingers reaching away from toes. Another sip of air. Exhale, left side contracting, letting the limbs drag and sink like a stone when you arrive, curled up like a little ball. Deep inhale and exhale in your little ball. 1 more inhale. Exhale, melting open to your X. Now keep going at your own pace here. Inhale to open. Exhale to contract. Let everything out. Exhale as you make yourself really small. Inhale to open. Exhale to contract. A few more at your own pace. There's no rush. There's also no wrong way to do this. But we want to try not to place the limbs. We want to really let the limbs explore and find new pathways. One more time, opening and closing. Last one. Finding your way to your back. Bring your arms down by your sides and bring your feet to the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, anchor your feet to the ground, tuck your tailbone, and slowly roll your hips up off the ground, one vertebrae at a time, stacking the bones, squeezing your glutes at the top, and then floating all the way back down, rolling one vertebrae at a time, really nice and slow. We'll take 3 more just like that. Gentle, slow, juicy articulation of the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Two more. Relax the face and the jaw. You can keep the eyes closed if that feels good. And last time. Feeling all the way up. This time reaching the arms up to the ceiling and behind your head for a little deeper stretch. Lift those hips up even higher, and then roll all the way back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Hold on to each shin bone and circle the thigh bones away from each other, getting a little butter into your hips here. And reverse that. Plant your feet on the floor, cactus your arms, take your feet really nice and wide, and windshield wiper your knees side to side. Feeling this internal and external rotation of the hips. Noticing any clicking and cracking, and just sending some softness to those places that might feel a little extra grippy or clicky. Maybe moving a little slower through those grippy, sticky spots. Coming back to center, hugging the knees into the chest once more. Extend the right leg long on the mat. The left knee hugs into the chest. Reach that left leg up to the ceiling. Hold on behind your hamstring or your calf. Flex and point that left leg. Circle the ankle. Reverse that circle. Hug the left knee into the chest, peel it across the body in a spinal twist. And then take your left arm, sweep it down by your hip, and windmill the arm up and out. Up and out. Breathing deeply. If this feels too deep, you can let that knee pop up off the ground too. Holding the spinal twist, you can reach your right arm out for a little bit of extra balance here. Maybe you extend the left leg long. Maybe you take the gaze over to the left side. See what feels good. If it feels like too much, dial it back. Deep breath in. Exhale, use your abdominals to bend the left knee back into the chest and extend it down long on the floor. Give your hips a little wiggle side to side. Hug both knees in. Give yourself a little rock side to side here. Right knee hugs in, left leg extends long on the ground. Right leg extends up to the ceiling. Hold on behind the calf or the hamstring. Flex or point. Flex and point. And I'm really imagining that dough again, eating through my foot, circling the ankle, and reverse that circle. Bend the knee into the chest, take that spinal twist, peeling over the body. Then take that right arm and swim it down and up and around, opening up that right pec, that right chest. Hold the twist. Maybe you take it deeper by extending the right leg, extending the left arm. Breathing here, feeling this long diagonal of the body. Making sure you're not holding the breath, sending the breath into the right ribs and the right lung. Using your abdominals to curl back in. extending the leg long and giving your hips a little rock side to side. All right, now you're gonna externally rotate your hips from the top of the hips, arms out nice and wide. And I want you to bring your right knee up towards your right elbow in this turned out position. And then when you can't keep it on the ground anymore, you're gonna float it up off the ground. The right knee is gonna peel across the body. And then when you get to the range of your spinal twist, you're gonna extend the right toe down towards your left leg. And then you're gonna let it swing back out. So we're gonna kind of like roll into the hips here, peeling the right leg up, dragging it across the body, and swimming it down. Getting some mobility into those hips, getting a nice long stretch, especially if you've got low back pain. I know I mentioned that this would be a great one to do in your luteal phase, which often coincides with back pain for many people. This is a really nice low back release to swing that leg around in this way. Make sure you're breathing, and you can take this at any pace. Maybe you want to dial it up a notch. Maybe you want to take it really, really slow, like the first time we did it. I think it's kind of nice to let that leg swing. Okay, good. And now we're going to take it the other way. So the right leg is going to straighten and reach down long on the diagonal across the left leg. And then you're going to peel the knee into the chest, take it across the body, and open the leg down, stretch it long down on the floor until you cross it over again. So taking those really nice circles, swings of the leg. Make sure you're breathing, that the shoulders are heavy, that the collarbones are broad. We're here for 3. You might feel a little inner thigh activation here for 2. And 1. So nice. Give your hips a little rock, 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 and roll. I'm just going to square myself up a little bit here. And now we're going to take it on the other side. So the left knee is going to bend, external rotation out towards the left elbow. When I can't keep it on the floor anymore, it floats up. I internally rotate to this spinal twist, extending the left leg nice and long and letting it drag down towards my right toe. Left knee lifts up and off the ground, crosses the body, extends, and sweeps down. And you might notice that one side feels a lot tighter than the other. For me, this side feels a lot tighter than my other side. That's really normal because we tend to favor one side, one leg, one hip when we stand. But I've said this many times in many of my classes, but we store a lot of grief, tension, stress in the hips. And if we don't give ourselves these opportunities to flush out some of the tightness, some of the tension, the lymph nodes around these areas, well, we might end up in some physical pain. And not just physical pain, but also feeling stuck, stagnant, agitated. So this practice is both for the physical plane as well as for the emotional plane, spiritual plane. Let's reverse it. So that toe is going to extend long across the body. Feel that twist and then hug the knee in and out and around. And I don't want you to feel too precious about it. So don't worry too much if you're doing it exactly right. I'm playing with it here and I'm sort of seeing what feels good. Maybe I want to keep my legs straighter a little bit longer and then peel it in. Maybe I want to keep it bent all the way around. I'm really aiming to flush out this whole left hip. Let's take 2 more. So good. Find that X, give those hips a little wiggle. Plant your feet on the floor. Right ankle crosses over left thigh. Take your right hand, push the meat of your right thigh away from your hip crease. So you want to try to make space in that right hip crease. And just breathe here. I'm letting my tailbone wiggle a little bit side to side, but I'm really firmly pushing the flesh of my right thigh out of my hip crease. Making sure I'm still breathing, that I'm broadening through the collarbones and really sending the breath into the back of my body. Come back to center, thread your hands through, flex your right foot a lot so that your toes are pointing back towards your knee. The hands come through, hold on to that left shin and hug this shape into your chest. Breathe and soften the collarbones. That was a note for myself as well. If you want a little bit more activation in that right hip, take your right elbow, move the right thigh bone a little bit further away from you, and maybe you kick your hips over to the left a little bit more. Breathing. Inhale, I expand. Exhale, I soften. Inhale, I expand. Exhale, I soften. Come back to center, legs up to the ceiling, and just give yourself a little bicycle, pedaling through your feet, extending your legs up. Again, this feeling of eating, pawing at the air with your legs. The right foot plants down on the floor, left ankle crosses over right thigh, left hand comes to left thigh. You press the flesh of the thigh away from the hip crease, just giving yourself a little space in the front of that hip. I'm letting my tailbone wiggle side to side. I'm feeling this expansion in the front of the left hip. Coming back to center, thread your hands through, flex this top foot a lot. Hold on to the right shin, hug it in, and breathe. Breathe into the back of the body. Soften into the support of the ground beneath you. Maybe you want to take it deeper. The left elbow presses the left thigh a little bit further, and you kick your hips and your legs a tiny bit over to the right just to increase the intensity if you want that today. And there's no reason to do it unless your body is asking you for a little bit more depth in the stretch. We do not need to push. We just need to listen. This body has so much information for us, so much wisdom, if we give it a chance to tell us what it needs. And if we really learn to listen and honor it. Back to the center, we'll paw the legs up to the ceiling a few more times. Knees come into the chest, tip over onto your right side, and slowly, heavily make your way onto your belly. No rush. Cactus your arms, have your forehead on the floor. Legs are shoulder width apart here. Tailbone is reaching towards your heels, so I'm kind of tucking my tailbone under, and if you need a blanket or something, you can put something under your pubic bone if you don't already have padding. And I want you to feel your scapulas drawing down your back, so your hands might even slide back a little bit. And you're going to press the tops of your feet into the floor, lengthen your tailbone, tuck your tail, and then maybe you squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit together and you lift your head. Exhale, lower the head back down. Slide your arms out in front of you. See if you can reach your fingers away from toes. Tuck your tailbone even more. Glide your elbows back down into this cactus shape. Press your forearms into the floor. Squeeze your scapulas. Lift the crown of the head. Melt down. You don't have to go high. This class is not about intensity. Slide the arms out. Slide them back. And peel up. This class is about honoring the body's rhythms, honoring when we need rest and gentleness and tenderness. One more time. Slide out. Slide in. Tailbone tucks, peel head and shoulders up. Slide out. Slide in. This time we're going to take the fingertips a bit wider and we're going to bring the tops of the fingers to the floor. The tailbone tucks. And this time we're going to ripple. The belly button lifts up. Then the chest. Then the head. The shoulders roll down the back. And we melt down. And if that feels like too much, you either skip it or you make it so much smaller. I'll show you a really small version. Honoring any pain that's coming up. We do not want to push through pain. We want to be so tender with the body. So this nice little small ripple, I'm not pushing. I'm really, really just going slow, keeping my collarbones broad and taking the gentlest arch here. One more time. Peeling up. This time I'm going to dip my right shoulder down, look over my left. Coming back to center. Left shoulder forward. Center. One more time each side if you've got it in you. So good. Back to center. Cactus the arms. Move your right breast tissue over to the left and tip onto your right pec. I'm using my left leg as a little kickstand here. My right arm is at a 90-degree angle. You can also experiment here. You can walk your right fingertips a little bit further out if you prefer a straight arm, but I think the bent right arm is going to give me the best stretch in my pecs. Now, option, if you want to take this a little bit deeper, press your left hand into the floor and gently lift your head up and look up towards the ceiling. Gently, gently, gently. And then melting back down. If you like that extra stretch, take that a few times. Picking the head up. And I'm not looking straight up. I'm looking out on the diagonals to keep my neck nice and long. I'm just going for a lengthening in my right pec and chest, the one that's on the floor that you can't see. And it might feel good to even look out in front of you. I just got a really nice stretch there. So don't be afraid to experiment if your body is asking for a little extra or something a little different than what I'm saying. One more. Good. And gently coming back to the center. Make a little pillow for your forehead with your hands, knees together, and gently rock the legs side to side. We'll take it over to the left pec. So I'm going to cactus my left arm, keep it at 90 degrees, move your left breast tissue over to the right if you've got that in the way, and use your right hand to peel yourself onto your left side. The right leg is going to be my kickstand here. If that feels too deep though, this is also fine. Yeah. The leg doesn't have to be behind you like this. That's going to make it more intense.
Nice deep breaths into the left pec and chest. And again, you can experiment with the angle of this left arm. I prefer the 90 degrees for myself, but maybe for you, you get a better stretch if you're a little bit more open or a little bit, have that elbow a little bit higher. And then to make it a little bit deeper, if you want, totally optional, right hand presses down. We lift the head, we lift the gaze and melt it down. This for me feels much more intense on my left side. Just a reminder that the body is not that symmetrical, and we might need different things on different sides. And by honoring that the body needs different things on different sides or on different days or different parts of the month or parts of the year, this is how we strengthen our trust with ourselves. This is how we strengthen the mind-body connection, is by listening to the information that the body is telling us and by honoring it, letting it know that we hear it, we trust it, and it will reward you. The body will reward you for listening, for tuning in, for not pushing it to operate like a machine. One more time, lifting and lowering. Coming back to your belly nice and slow. One more time, we make a pillow with the hands for the forehead, bend the knees, windshield wiper the knees side to side. Extend the legs long, bring the hands in by the rib basket, and gently shift yourself back into a child's pose. Hips back to heels, letting the hips shift side to side. Walk those hands over to the right side, sink back into your left hip. Feel this nice stretch in the left upper arm and shoulder. Breathing deep into the left lats inside of the waist. Crawl those hands to the left side. Soften your hips back and down towards the right. Take the biggest breath you possibly can into the right shoulder and the right lats. And big sigh, let it out. Coming back to the center. Slowly rounding up to sit on the heels. Hands to the thighs. And we're taking the gentlest little tuck of the chin to the chest. Head dives down to the knees. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Feel your tailbone reaching back behind you as you peel the head and shoulders up. We're going to wave through this a few more times, really slow motion. You don't want to get dizzy. We're just moving really, really slowly through the spine. Crown of head reaches up, tailbone reaches back, using your hands on the thighs for support. Lifting the heart, tucking chin to chest. Last time. Like a little seed. Poking out of the ground. So nice. If you're comfortable sitting on your heels, you can stay here. Otherwise, you can come to sit in a cross-legged position. Either way, you're going to reach your right arm out to the side. Take a big side bend. Left arm reaches up over your head. Show it both ways. If you're on your knees, you can let your hips shift over to the left side. Fold forward. Reach those fingertips out really nice and long. Deep breath in. Exhale, lengthen through crown of head, scoop the top of the head up like a turtle coming out of a shell. And we tip over to the other side. Let those hips sway over to the right. Big side bend. Reach all the way around to the front. Energy through the fingertips. Deep breath in. Exhale, scoop the top of the head forward and up, turtle coming out of a shell. Last but not least, bring your legs out in front of you. Come into a butterfly. Deep breath in, sit up nice and tall. Arch the back, melt down, elbows press into thighs. When you can't go any further, let the head drop and then curl up one vertebrae at a time. So the opposite of the wave that we just did. Really nice and slow, no tension, no rush. And we'll take one more. Melting down, pressing elbows into inner thighs. Rounding up. Bring those knees together to touch, scooch forward, arms reach out in front of you, deep breath in. Exhale, the only abdominal exercise of the day that we need. We're just rolling all the way onto our backs for our final rest. You can bring your arms either to the body or down by your sides and close your practice in a restful position. If this doesn't feel good for you or you're having low back pain, you can also put something under your legs like a pillow or a bolster, or you can bring your knees together to touch. Any position where you can fully surrender and enjoy a few moments of stillness. And just take a moment to witness the body and to notice how it feels after a little bit of gentle movement. A reminder that movement is so powerful. And it doesn't matter if you're doing high intensity movement or Pilates or strength with weights. The body doesn't judge the movement that you're doing. It just wants to be moved in one way or another. And the more we can listen to ourselves, the better we can get at choosing the movement that is the best for us on any given day. And even if it's a day when we have such little energy and we feel so tired, we can still give ourselves a really beautiful movement gift. We can move gently and slowly. And the body will receive that gift with so much pleasure and appreciation. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Soften, melt, and rest. I encourage you to stay here as long as you need, as long as you can. The body is asking for rest. The best thing we can do is honor that request. Thank you so much for moving gently, slowly, and intentionally with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you soon.